and welcome to day 5 of the Briamar Sew Along. We are finally ready to finish this bag. So there's going to be a couple steps today that may be a little bit new for you. So bear with me and we'll just go through this and we'll explain it very slowly. I wanted to say first before we even get started, I'm so thankful that everybody has sewn with me. This has been so fun, very awesome, and I've really enjoyed it. But let's go ahead and get started. I did do an extra step. I went ahead and clipped this down. I don't need to clip it down, but I went ahead and clipped it just to kind of train the lining to where I want to go. You can see, if you remember in yesterday's video, we did not trim our seam allowances, so they were a little bulky right there. That's fine. I just wanted to use clips to kind of train the vinyl and the seam allowance in the way I wanted to go. But now we're going to move on to top stitching. I will go ahead and tell you that if you look back here, we have the top stitching already done. My top stitching is a little lower than I want it to be. I did not, obviously, get mine up quite enough, but that's okay. I'm going to top stitch just a little bit higher than that, so I'll have just a little step down when I come to this point. It's not going to bother me too much. I just wanted to point that out in case your guys do that too. Okay? My fault, not the pattern. That was me. Anyway, we're going to start top stitching just exactly the way we did our zipper installation yesterday. I'm going to start right here, and I'm just going to go all the way around, come out the other side. So let's flatten our bag. I'm going to increase my stitch length. I'm going to open my bag up. Now you have the choice of top stitching the way I'm doing it, or you can top stitch from the interior. I just like to do it this way for personal preference. I'm going to try to get as close of a match as I can to that top stitching we just did, and just veer a little bit as we go. I'm going to pull my thread there. Off we go. If you're doing it my way, make sure that this does not get caught under your stitching, or you'd be so sad. I'll peek back at that. Actually, that's perfect. It just looked a little bit bigger, but that's not bad at all. No step there. I was worrying for nothing. Okay, I'm just finagling, I'm smoothing, I'm making sure that my other side of my bag's underneath here. I'm flattening it out. Do not be afraid to flatten your bag out. It will find its shape again. Again, flattening. I want to sew in a straight line. I do not want to sew a curve. Unless I have to, of course. I'm pulling, making sure that everything's nice, straight. And I'm coming back up to my stitching. I can see I am a little off here, so I'm going to slowly bear down just a little to get that a little less noticeable. It's not bad. And I'm completely okay with that being a little different there. No problems. Okay, let me get this out of the way, clean this up a little bit, and I think we're on to the cocooning step. Let me just see if we are. Top stitching. Yes, we're on to the cocooning. Okay, so let's talk about this. So now we have this zipper and we want to finish it in a nice, pretty way. That is one of the unique features of this bag. I'm going to take a little bit of time to talk to you about this. What we're going to do is we are going to finish this zipper and tuck it down in this hole. Okay, the way that she suggests we do this is through the cocoon method. So I'm going to close my zipper. I'm going to push this zipper so that it kind of makes a bowl cup shape. The cocoon method is so simple but a unique way to finish. You don't see this in a lot of patterns. Now, could you technically just go ahead and tuck your zipper in there, just like tuck it in like this? You can definitely. It would still be fine. So just know that if this is too much for you, you just want to be done, you can do that. But this is a neat technique that does not require a lot of skill. Very simple. Now I'm going to hand sew. Well, let me get it ready here. I'm not the best at hand sewing, but so let me just get a quick knot on this. And then we are going to hand sew just a few stitches. We don't need to do any kind of special stitches. This is nothing fancy at all. It's just really tacking and holding this in place, okay? So with our zipper pushed like this, I'm going to get really close to this edge. I don't want it too far out. I'm going to pinch the wrong sides together. So I'm stitching on the wrong side and I'm going to stitch as close to the teeth as possible. Just a few stitches to tack this. Okay. So now I'm going to try to get this zipper tape in here. This does take a few minutes to get it in, so just be patient. It's best to kind of push it. And sometimes I use a stiletto to poke it down on there. Once I get it started, I can usually grab it from the inside pretty easily. Yep. There it comes. See if that's far enough for me to grab. Nope, need to poke a little bit more. Just be patient with this. It gets a little frustrating, but it's okay. Go. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of finagle it a little bit so that I like the way it looks when it's zipped. Use my stiletto to kind of push that cocoon down in there. Smooth out any bumps. You can see that it's cocooned in there. I look at it from the side. I don't like it too much higher than the rest of the zipper, but I still like that little bit of cocoon to show. So it's kind of like a personal preference there. I feel pretty good with that. So now what I'm going to do is just take a drop of glue. Glue is stuck. I just want to put a little drop there, and then I'm just going to use my stiletto to push it down in there and clean it all up. Okay, my glue is not working. There we go. Squeeze a little bit down in there. Then I'm just going to use my stiletto here to smooth that around. And now what I'm going to do is to kind of get that glue to set a little. She has a really neat trick she shows. She uses a bamboo, a chopstick, and kind of puts it in there and kind of braces it up against this other side to hold hers. For the purposes of this, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to kind of, mine will still be a little gummy, but it'll be okay. So we're not going any further with that. Now, the next thing we need to do is to install the rivet. So if you remember, we already made our rivet hole. So now we just got to use our press to make a hole in the zipper tape so we can poke it through, because what we're doing is we're using that rivet to anchor the zipper tape so you won't be accidentally pulled out, which it would be kind of hard anyway. But anyway, that's what we're doing. So let me do that. And I don't think I can get this on camera just from the angle. Okay. Now, I have rivets sitting here. Where'd they go? Well, I'll just get 2 new ones. I must have dropped them when I was finagling with that. Okay, so now, get my rivet. I'm going to put 1 rivet through the exterior. Poke that through. And through the zipper. Sorry, I know you're not getting to see much of this. I don't know how to angle it too much better. Okay, so you can see I did get it through the zipper tape and through the exterior. Now I just get the back of the rivet, and all you do with this is you just snap it on. So you snap it, you'll hear a little click. Get this out of the way, and then I have a large rivet press is what I am using. It's already got my dies installed in there. You might have a handheld, or you might even have a just one you use with a rubber mallet. I just seat my rivet in there. Just give it a quick push. That part is done. And then I'm just going to take the last step is to close up my lining. So let me get that. You're just tucking in your raw ends and you're just going to stitch that together. Use a couple clips there. So that turning hole closed. Make sure you back stitch. Tuck it in. Okay. And there is my Briamar bag. It is completed. It is done. I have to trim up some loose stitches around my edges and things. Other than that, I've got it completed. If your zipper looks wavy, that's not a big deal. You just push it up and you kind of teach it where you want it to go. Don't feel like, oh, I did it wrong. No, you just need to adjust it a little bit. But anyway, I really appreciate everyone sewing with me. I've had a lot of fun. Please post your final bag under today's day 5 post in the event, and that will enter you into the random drawing that is going to be held on Sunday, and you will be entered to win a free Bumbleroot design pattern. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate everybody participating and sewing along with me, and I hope we can do this again soon. Thanks.